Hey, good Thursday morning, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Brad Penovich. A little update on the weather because the smoke is super thick this morning. In fact, the satellite image is very revealing. Take a look at this. This is what we call the GO-16 true color image, and it's kind of fascinating to watch this because you could see this big plume of smoke, which is super thick over the Carolinas. I'm going to zoom in here. It's going to take a second to reload, but you could see how thick that layer of smoke is. Now, a lot of this is aloft. This is coming from wildfires out west. Some folks have been able to smell this at the surface as some of the particulate matter moves down, but a lot of this is aloft. So you're not going to see it close to the ground, but as you look up across the horizon, look towards uptown or buildings or things in the distance, you're going to notice how thick it is. And look at this plume out towards the coast. This morning, the sunrise kind of showed how thick this band is right across the middle of the state. You could see some of the clouds, the low clouds below it, and then the high clouds above it. So it's kind of sandwiched between the fog and stratus near the surface and then the high level cirrus clouds. This is sandwiched in between. But you could see how thick it is in many locations of the Carolinas. I mean, that is a really hazy sky. I'll widen this out, and I think this will show you the overall view of the United States and give you a real good perspective on what's going on. There's a ridge of high pressure over the middle of the country. All the fires are out here. So this is moving down and like this into the Carolinas, and a lot of smoke getting trapped in the middle of the country. That's why I think over time we might see the smoke kind of linger for a while because there's not a big push of air to kind of move all of this out of the region. Now, real quickly, I want to show you where these wildfires are because a lot of people ask, Brad, where's all these fires? Well, this only shows U.S. fires. There's a ton in Canada as well. I'll show you the fires up in western part of Canada into Alaska, but there's a whole bunch in here not showing up on this map, and then you could see all of the fires here in the western part of the United States as well. So a whole bunch of fires out there, and all of that smoke is pushing towards the east over time, and that's really what's driving a lot of this smoke that you're seeing. Now, this is called cause poor air quality. There is a code orange today. In fact, you can see this is the current air quality across the southeast, and we're expecting a code orange today, which means poor air quality for those that are sensitive. That means very young, very old because of this smoke. And then tomorrow, I think we'll see the same thing happen again. Now, let me show you a little different perspective here, and I'll show you the morning satellite in front image. You can see that band of clouds or smoke across the region. There is a weak front here, but there's also something else interesting showing up on this map. Right here off the southeast coast, there's a little swirl right here. I'm going to let this loop a couple times, and I want you to focus on what's going on over parts of Georgia. There's a little swirl that's moving off the coast, and that is an area where we potentially could see some development. Again, I'm going to turn the clouds off here in a second so it's easier to see. But you see that area in yellow? Let me turn this off real quickly, and I'll stop it. You can see this area in yellow. There is a 30% chance of tropical development in this area right here. So we potentially could see something develop here over the next 24 to 36 hours. Now, the good news, it's moving in this direction and moving slowly away from the coast, but there could be some higher than average surf, some rip currents, and maybe some rain along the coast as this thing kind of develops. So let's take a real quick look at the futurecast to kind of show you how this is going to develop. Okay, so just a real quick look at this. Not that it's going to be a big issue for us, but as we go through time, you could see some of the storms developing as this tries to move off the southeast coast. I'm going to move the map just a hair here, and we'll go through time. So we're going into tomorrow morning, and you can see something's trying to get going here off the southeast coast. Doesn't look too organized. Looks like a big blob, maybe a tropical low. I think this is the area to focus in right there because a couple reasons. The Gulf Stream comes up like this, so there is a pocket of warm water right there. And anytime you get one of these stalled fronts or old thunderstorm complexes over the warm water of the Gulf Stream, weird things can happen. So I wouldn't be shocked to see something try to spin up here this weekend. And again, notice it's pretty far offshore. I mean, there's something here. It looks like low pressure. We even got some banding features trying to form here like this, but not much on the coast. But remember, this is going to be pushing a whole bunch of waves in there. So just a heads up, if you're heading to the coast, not that it's going to wash out your plans, but the rip currents, the surf could be pretty difficult this weekend as we keep an eye on it. But I'll keep an eye on it. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. The bigger story for all of us, the heat and the smoke. You think it's hot now? Wait. We've got a building heat wave over the next couple of days and a lot of humidity heading our way this weekend, which I'll talk more about coming up over the next couple of days. Have a great Thursday, everybody.